Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today is a start of something new here on the channel as welcome everyone to the Payton trade report. As what we're going to be doing here on this show is every time a trade happens, we will be practically reviewing it, going over it, who won the trade, so on and so forth, and just overall talking about the trade, no matter if it's a minor deal or even the biggest blockbuster deal ever. We're going to be talking about it, which I'm really excited to start this series off, guys. I've been loving to talk about trades ever since I was a young kid. I always loved doing it. I loved looking over trade history. Like, I always loved looking over the Ryan Smith deal because I miss my boy Ryan Smith sometimes, you know, and the Wayne Gretzky one, which is one of the more historic trade trees to look at, especially even the Chris Pronger one as well. So let's get right into today's first episode. But before we do, I'd like to just say, if you are new to the channel, make sure to slap that subscribe button and hit that like button as well. That'll be very much appreciated. So let's get into the very first trade of today's episode, as Alex Galchenyuk is going to the Toronto Maple Leafs for Igor Korshkov and David Warforsiski, I think his name is. I'm not too sure. He is an AHL captain there for the Wilkes-Barre, down there, of course, for the Pittsburgh Penguins minor league team. He is playing down there. He's a pretty good player. He has 33 points in 51 games right now, but when he's played in the NHL, he's just never really been able to keep a job, as he's bounced in and out from Boston to New Jersey to Pittsburgh to even Colorado. So he's been all over the league. He's been a little bit of a journeyman, but he's really only an AHL player. And Igor Korshkov, a second overall pick there for the Toronto Maple Leafs, a guy who definitely deserved to have a tryout, as in the KHL right now, in 53 games, has 31 points, and has been an absolute monster down there in the KHL. This is also a guy that's done very good in the AHL there for the Toronto Marlies as well, putting up 25 points in 44 games, but is more known for his goal scoring, as he had 16 in that season last year, and just didn't really fit in the depth chart, honestly, for the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Toronto Maple Leafs were already a pretty deep team down the wing, and now they're adding practically another winger, and Alex Galchenyuk, who does have a pretty good offensive upside, but has bounced around the league pretty damn quickly. Last year he was with Pittsburgh, then he went to Minnesota, then he went to Ottawa, and then he got traded to Carolina. He was put on waivers, and now is in officially Toronto by trade, which a lot of people thought, why didn't Galchenyuk get picked up on waivers? Well, this was just clearly a salary cap move. Galchenyuk, I think, does have $1 million on the cap hit right now, so getting rid of Korshkov, who just doesn't really fit in your squad, trading him to a team where they will most likely be able to use him in future on years. And not just that, an AHL guy, which will clear up some cap space for the Toronto Maple Leafs so they can have Galchenyuk. Which means, where will Galchenyuk fit in the lineup for the Toronto Maple Leafs? Well, I don't know. Joe Thornton, Zach Hyman, Mikheyev, and Jimmy Vesey fill down the winger core, unless they were to take out Perry Engvall or Travis Boyd and use him as a centerman. You could possibly do that, but I don't know. I think Galchenyuk's mostly going to be a depth player for the Toronto Maple Leafs, especially if they have another injury or of that some sort. Do I think he's going to be a top 6 player? Most likely not. Galchenyuk has showed that he's had potential, but he's been struggling here in the past, and I don't know if he's going to be able to get back on that right track right now, and especially with a Toronto Maple Leafs team. I'm definitely not down it. He has played some really good hockey in the past, but do I think he'll be able to kind of find himself again? I don't think so. I think Galchenyuk will probably just be a bottom 6 player there for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and most likely just a depth player also for the Toronto Maple Leafs. So honestly, I think I'm going to give this a W for, honestly, it's going to be a very close W for the Toronto Maple Leafs. You're getting in a very good player in Galchenyuk, who is able to help you now. Korshkov is not able to help you now. And Toronto is looking to win that cup this year. So with that, they pick up a nice depth player in Galchenyuk, who can come in as an offensive weapon if you need some extra offense. And he's a nice depth guy to add to the team. So I think Galchenyuk is an automatic W. But Korshkov, if he does turn out to be very good, turns out to be maybe better than the bottom 6 forward, then possibly the Carolina Hurricanes win this deal. But at first notice, I'm going to take this as the Toronto Maple Leafs win this deal. And it's not a bad deal. It's definitely not the greatest deal in the world, but I'm giving this one to the Toronto Maple Leafs as welcome to Toronto, I guess, Galchenyuk, as you've been around the world already. Your next stop is Toronto. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Adios, amigos.